Yes, students, can you see me? Can you see the screen now? So in 60 seconds, we will just do the testing. Honor, can you just confirm whether the voice is clear? What about SK? Can I know your name, beta? Saidu Kargbo. Are you all able to hear me? I just need a bit confirmation. Thank you. All right, students, we will start with the session. Just we are waiting just for some technical checkup, and then we are heading towards our first lecture. Okay, students. My name is Mohammed Saad Altaf, as I've told you earlier, and we are here for the orientation session of the SBL exam. I know most of you must have heard about what SBL is all about, how SBL is different from the other papers. Since these students are usually from Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, so our conversation mode will be bilingual. I think that suits students much. Like Hindi, जिसको उर्दू कहते हैं यहाँ पे, along with English. So I think you all will be comfortable with this. As we move along with ACCA, we all know that that this exam is more about dealing with now 4-hour exams. Up till now, what you have done, you have dealt with exams lesser than this time. इतना लंबा कोई एग्जाम पेपर बना ही नहीं है अभी तक. ACCA का the most lengthy exam of ACCA is, in terms of time, is SBL. The most lengthy exam. In ACCA, when we talk about professional skills, when we talk about how to deal with organizations, how to deal with the strategic management, how to cover different aspects at strategic level, we have one answer to it. SBL prepares you for this role. SBL offers you so much diversity in your roles, so much diversity in your roles. Like, uh, for example, in one capacity, you will be internal auditor. In the other capacity, you will be an expert and you will be reading the report and then identifying the errors in the report. In the next requirement, altogether, you will be at the board level and senior independent non-executive director. Now you can see that we have got plenty of different roles to play in SBL, which means you and every single student needs to focus on this. अगर मैं इस पोजीशन पे हूँगा, मैं कैसे काम करेंगे, मैं कैसे काम निकालेंगे, मैं कैसे इसको पूरा करूँगा, ये बात जो डिफरेंट रोल्स प्ले करने हैं, ये मेजर कॉज बन जाता है फॉर द फेलियर इन SBL. Are you all with me, kids? Are you all with me, friends? Are you able to hear me? I need a quick response, please. Thank you. Thank you. So what I'm telling you is, okay, we need to understand this, that playing different roles is a challenge. Like, everybody can be expert in one particular role, but not everybody can play every role. You can be expert in one fine thing, but you cannot be expert in everything. Are you getting my point? This happens now, that you might be expert in one thing and you might not be expert in another thing. So the challenge over here, my friends, is in this lengthiest exam of ACCA, the problem that we face is the different role set. Now that's a problem. That's really a problem. So what do I mean by the problem? When I say that this is a problem, what do I mean by this? I actually mean to say this. If you can see my annotation on the screen, just please write yes or acknowledge this so that I can continue. Major Okay. When I talk about major reasons for SBL success factors, and major reason for SBL failure. When I talk about this, because at the end of the day, we are not here to listen to these stories only. Our entire goal, our focus is on passing the exam in the first attempt. My focus is I get my paper clear in the next exam sitting whenever I'm appearing. So the major reason behind passing and the success of SBL and the major reason behind the failure of SBL, major reasons can be summarized in this way. Number one, playing different roles. Different roles. Now this is a challenge बच्चों. अभी आपसे कहा इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर बन जाएं, आपसे कहा नॉन एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर बन जाइए, फिर आपसे कहा आप सीईओ बन जाएं. At one point, they are asking about the executive topmost position. On the other hand, they are asking about the independent role of non-executive directorship. Huge difference. Now, this shows what? This shows that the student must be very much familiar, and very much well equipped with the required knowledge, well equipped with the required practice before coming for SBL exam, before appearing in the exams. And why I'm saying this? Why am I saying this? Bacho, the major reason is different roles in this capacity. Not all of you have got good corporate experience up till date. Might be some of you would be in just firms, audit firms. Some of you would be in just the entry level of your careers. Some of you would be like just 5 years down the road since they have started working. And what ACCA is expecting from you? ACCA is expecting from you that you will be coming up with something like someone who has spent 20 years in the industry, 25 years in the industry, 30 years in the industry, working day in, day night. So there is
John. Oh.
there is this all right. The second reason is all right. The second reason for success and failure. So those who can handle this thing very well, they can easily pass. And those who are unable to handle it, they find it difficult to pass. बात समझ में आई? ठीक. अगली बात. The second challenge is professional skills. Anybody of you would like to contribute? Ke 100 में से how many marks are for professional skills? Can anybody just tell this? Can anyone from your entire these students who are online right now, can anybody tell me how many marks are? Yes, 20 marks. So 20 marks are for professional skills. Now, if you can see that the professional skills, there are 20 marks, it means that 20% of your exam marks are not for writing something from your memory, is not from something that you have to rote learn. Rather, it is from something that you are supposed to write right there in the exam hall from the exam paper. For example, I'll just give you an idea that there is a skill known as commercial acumen, which requires a particular type of response. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to deal about that? The summary and the answer to it is, whenever such thing happens, that a professional skill is examined, one of any 5 skill, the quality of the answer, actually depends upon how well you have practiced with me or with your tutor during your mocks and lectures. We will be having one very amazing question, and that one question is dealt in such detail that it is enough to prepare for professional skills. I have seen my students, those who came in the subsequent attempt, they studied first attempt from some other place, in some other way. So they might not have focused on professional skills because they might have overlooked that area for some reasons. They were busy with their office or some other stuff. But eventually, what happens is that when they come, I know that what and where are they lacking. So since I know that, what I do is I just try to focus on such areas, and I myself ensure that the day pass it in the very next session. What I do is I work on their specific areas. I work on the specific points. I know that they have got lots of knowledge, but having plenty of knowledge doesn't mean that examiner will give you a pass mark. It is more, I'm quite honest with you people, it is more based on how you have delivered actually in the exam, not just how much you have studied, how much you have sacrificed for your studies, how much have you paid for your studies. For examining team, the answer that you have submitted online, that answer is everything. That answer is everything. Nothing else, my friends. All right then. Moving on. Next challenge is perhaps the greatest challenge, but not the greatest. The greatest one is the challenge number 4. The third challenge that the student faces, too much this is for those who do not have good guidance, those who do not actually focus and follow the footsteps. That's why what happens is that they tend to fall into trap, and what they do is unfortunately what happens with them is that they somehow try to cover every single aspect and learn every single aspect of the syllabus. I'm telling you, I can swear upon this that if you can learn 100% textbook, 100% of your textbook, if you can learn 100% of your textbook, then also you are not, I cannot guarantee that you can even score 10 marks in exam. So it's not about rote learning. मैं कितना लिख रहा हूं इससे थोड़ी कुछ होगा, ये तो मैं क्या लिख रहा हूं इससे होगा. बट मसला क्या होता है, क्या लिखना तो हमारा चौथा मसला, 4th आएगा. लेकिन अभी बात ये है that too much to cover happens with those who try to act like perfectionists. मैं ये भी कर लूं, मैं वो भी कर लूं, मैं फला बुक भी देख लूं. तुम ये सब कर लेना, पेपर पास कर लो पहले। हमें पता है पेपर कैसे पास कराना है. We know this, how to make you pass this. We have got plenty of thousands of hours of learning. We are telling you, don't spoil your time like this. We have spent hundreds of hours in the classroom. So we know that where and how you'll be tricked. So your teacher, your facilitator is more aware and more prepared and well placed to make you prepare for the exam. So that's why you need to trust. Too much to cover, success gets difficult. Too much to cover, failure becomes easy. Too much to cover, but in the way that the teacher is saying, the way I am saying to you, the way in which I'll speak to you, you can cover even the lengthiest of the chapters as well. You're getting it? So, you have seen, you must know, but I think you have must recognize this thing that I've not started the introduction like in a typical way. What typical way? Typical way means that I have not started that SBL has got this much areas. We'll cover this first and that first, right? Rather, I have started with how to mentally approach this exam, because that's far more important than the areas introduction, than the syllabus content, because that's something that's inevitable, that will be going to be coming to you shortly. करना ही है ना syllabus. Syllabus से तो भागना ही नहीं है. Syllabus तो करना ही है. So where to run from the syllabus? कहीं भी नहीं. बात समझ में आई? तो syllabus cover करना है. My question is, your way or teacher's way? Yes, I want your answer in the chat box. How to cover the syllabus? Teacher's way or your way? Which way is more powerful, more directional, more effective based on the experience? Yes. How to cover the syllabus? How? Come on. What do you have understood by my lecture? Will it you be going to be covering that? Huh? Will it be you covering that or not? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, students, can you hear me? I'm asking a very simple question. How to cover the syllabus? The way that I'll be telling in the next class, along with the first topic? Oh. Or you'll be covering the syllabus the way you wanted to cover. Yes, thank you. My way. And that's these strategies that will lead you to success, inshallah. Moreover, last, and I'm putting this in red. Drafting of answers. That's the most important area, drafting. How many of you have this idea that yes, drafting is the actual problematic thing? How many of you have got this idea? That yes, the drafting is something which is a problematic issue. It's a very problematic thing. All right, good. So yes, we know that the drafting, writing the answer doesn't give you a mark. Writing the right answer in the right size with the right words give you that. Give you the mark. Give you the pass. So
In summary, SBL exam is of 100 marks. 20 professional marks, 80 technical marks. That's the breakup. Number one. Number two, SBL has one big case study. And all the requirements will be linked with the case study. Next, SBL challenge 4 are long, which means that practice, speed, and submission of your practice files to Sir Saad. आप मुझे ये फाइल देंगे. Is the voice still not clear? Is the voice still not?
Come on, friends, please tell me if the voice is still not clear. If you can please check now whether the voice is clear. Dear students, can you please check and confirm me whether my voice is clear now? It's better. Thank you. So 4-hour-long cases, you will have to at least submit me 3 long answers as compulsory answers, minimum. And based on that, you will be given further work, that how many more answers you are supposed to write to get to the quality of the required answer drafting. Are you getting it, bacho? Chale. One more thing about SBL. SBL requires patience, plus smart work. So why I have written patience? Because in the beginning, you will not be sure whether whatever you are writing is correct or wrong.
but it's like just a toddler who begins to walk. A toddler usually walks or tries to walk, falls, stands up back, gathers the courage, walks again, trips over, comes back, and then it it moves on, right? So, friends, in the same manner, if somebody writes the very first answer and expects me to give him a 5-star marking, that's like somebody driving the car for the very first time and coming on the main road without any experience and then reaching home and office safely. That's something problematic, right? All right. All right, friends. So like a toddler learns with the passage of time. So that's something we need to have patience as well. Um, Actually, that's my part, my role, that I'll be having more patience in marking your answers, looking at your scripts. But frankly speaking, you need to have this courage more than me as well. Why? Because I know that this is what I'm doing for since the first SBL exam was ever examined. You are coming here for the first and last time. And inshallah, you will be passing the SBL in the very first attempt. So I don't want you exam fees, which is so high, and waste your tuition fees, which is not that much high. But still, that is a considerable. So if you want to really out of your money, forget about that thing that who got failed. Rather focus on this. Get on towards your success story, inshallah. So let me show you one past paper so that you have got so that you can have a good idea. This is how it works. There's a case. It tells it's Railco, public sector company, and this is the introduction. This is how it is the organogram or the how the company is structured, and it tells about there's a rail company trust board. There's a board of directors, and then the board of directors then the numerous committees. The numerous committees, right? And they function all for the good of the board, right? Then it tells more about it. See, the requirements are not yet articulated. Then we have got 6 exhibits. 6 exhibits. Now, can anybody just turn on the mic and read these? Please, somebody from your class. G, please. Please. If somebody from you can read that. Yes, please. If somebody can volunteer. Otherwise, I'll have to read that. Who's going to read that? It's exhibit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what it says, the first exhibit says about the website page for the company. From you'll have to fetch the information out of it. And then exhibit number 2, that the transport report. It is a report which is published in the newspaper there, right? Then the third is passenger service rules. Fourth is board meeting minutes. Fifth is summary of 2 candidates. Now you have, since you are on the senior level, right? Moving on. Then we've got ticket sales. Ticket sales basically, once again, it's about the data being sent, right? The data. So you have, in this paper specifically, you have to take the information out of these exhibits. Now here comes these 5 requirements. I'll give you a short overview of them, and then we're gonna wind up our session. So you are a non-executive member. Here's your role, and here's the role. And you're chairman of the Nomination and Corporate Governance Committee. This is how it comes. Now you have been asked to prepare a briefing paper. The format for the audience is Rail Company Trust Board. Now, and if I explain the agency relationship in between the rail company and the parties involved. Number 2, role and value of non-executive directors on the board of rail company as a public sector company. Professional skills are written over here and here, and the rest is all in front of you, right? Getting it? So this is how the requirements will be given. This is question 2, same. Question 2 part B, question 3, question 4 part A, part B. Sorry, question 3 part A, part B. Now question 4 part A, part B. Then question 5 and part A, part B. From here, the story will begin. What story? What story? Now, simple. From here, the actual case reading will start. Yes, we'll have the exhibits then. Rail company getting you there on time, in comfort. Now you will read this, the website page, and you will fetch the information out. You'll take the information out. It tells about the board. It tells about the executive committee. It tells about the board committees. It tells about the details about those committees and the trust board. Till here, it's all about exhibit 1. Moving on. Exhibit 2, it's transport report coming up. So when it comes to transport report, now see what happens. Look at the way it has been mentioned. Is rail company going off the rails, right? So this is how you will be actually reading the entire case. And then finally, you will be moving towards the drafting of your answers. So how will we go about it? I've told you my focus is, or our focus is on areas which are very, very important. See. 4 main reasons. 4 different roles, professional skills, too much to cover, and drafting. 4 main reasons why SBL gets a bad result, why SBL student gets a failure, and these will be my areas where I'll handle these 4 things. I'll ask you to play different roles. I'll ensure that how you'll get the professional skills embedded. Too much to cover? No. Very few things to cover in my course. But like very few means you'll be covering things very smartly. You'll be not running after everything. सुकून की जिंदगी होगी, समझ रहे हो? जिंदगी आसान. और आखिरी चीज है drafting. What is drafting? But drafting is actually the actual practice match before the final exam. So I hope the things are clear, and inshallah ta'ala, we'll be meeting up in the next session. I hope the session must be clear. Is there anything that you want to ask? My friends, is there anything that you want to ask? Okay, guys. Here are my contact details. If there's anything, you can always get back to me. I hope we'll have an amazing session this time, inshallah. Those who are joining from the beginning will have this advantage that they will have more time to practice. But those who are coming late can work hard and bridge the difference. Yes, definitely. I have taught the course as short as in 15 days as well. So like 2 months and 2.5 months is a very good time period, inshallah. Enough. Inshallah. Enough for me, enough for my students, inshallah. All right, friends. Inshallah, next class में आपसे मुलाकात होती है. Do tell me your location from where you have actually joined us. I need to decide about my linguals as well. From which region, from which country have you joined our session? Yes, can you please tell me from which country have you joined our session? Zimbabwe, Nigeria. All right, all right. Pleasant talking to you people. See you back, inshallah, in the next sessions. Take care, friends. Have a nice day. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.